Welcome to Coming Out of the Dark podcast, a podcast like none other, where women are empowered, encouraged, and uplifted to be the best version of themselves. Get ready to come from darkness into light with a passion to fulfill purpose. Here is your host, Miss Lady O.
Hello, thank you for listening to another episode of Coming Out of the Dark. I'm your host, Lady O. If you're tuning in for the first time, I want to share that this platform is in celebration of the life and memory of my beautiful sister, Glennis Marie Boyce. She is the inspiration for this platform. All that I do is in celebration of her life, and what she means to me. I would also like to share that I am not a doctor or a therapist, but I am a certified empowerment coach who is committed to supporting women that are ready to break the cycle of self-sabotaging beliefs so they can build healthy relationships, own their identity, and confidently achieve their desired goals. It's my life's purpose to encourage, empower, and uplift. And I am honored to do this on this platform. Here we are at the start of a new week. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend and created lasting memories to reflect on in the days ahead. My highlight this weekend was visiting my mother, who was so excited to see me. This weekend was also a time to pamper myself. I often don't get a full day off, and I didn't plan to take Saturday as a pamper me day. Things just fell into place to the point where I began to do things that gave me enjoyment. The next thing I knew, the day was gone, and with it was my agenda of the things I planned to do. The things I planned were work and school related. There isn't enough time in my schedule for downtime. My hustle is intense. I shared with a business associate what my days entailed, and her response was, "Wow, you're a busy woman." And my response was, "Yes." It's the grace of God and His favor that I'm able to do all that I do. It is for this reason I began to think about the pressure to succeed. I believe we all feel the pressure at some point in our lives. The pressure to succeed is the added pressure of competition and success you put on yourself or allow others to put on you. Whether you feel the pressure to succeed in your career, you see yourself greater than where you are, you examine your skill sets, the path to achieve your desires, and work diligently to achieve your desired goal. This may mean working long hours, taking on more projects, and overextending yourself. You may feel the pressure to succeed in overcoming obstacles in your life. The expectation is that you should get it by now. You're now at the age of maturity, but you're struggling with issues from your youth, not wanting to appear burdensome to others by constantly sharing your challenges and disappointment. You force yourself to shelf your feelings and do what is expected for the appearance of I have overcome, I have arrived. This only leads you in the valley of unresolved issues to be dealt with again later in life. You feel the pressure to succeed as a mother, caring for your child or children, meeting their expectations and that of the world that consists of school, friends, church, coaches, and so much more. You're judged based on your child's performance, which adds additional pressure to get it right. Then there's the pressure to succeed in overcoming grief and loss. I think if we take time to examine our lives, we will see we have unresolved issues related to grief and loss. Due to distorted perspectives, people limit loss to death of a loved one. But loss is related to losing anything in life, losing a career, social and economic status, divorce, death of a pet, change in a relationship, including friendships. And then there's so much more that an individual can be challenged with because they have felt the loss of this significant person or thing in their life. The reason there is pressure in this area is due to life putting a demand for you to move forward. I was thinking about this when you lose a loved one and you're holding down a 9-to-5 job. Jobs only give you 3 bereavement days for death of an immediate family member. And the expectation of society is that it should take you a few months to bounce back and resume your life. As a person who has suffered with grief and loss, I can tell you, I'm still healing. I'm still in that place. And it has been years for some incidents and months for others. There is no time frame to recover. So please, don't allow anyone to push you to get to a place that makes them feel comfortable. You have to do and go at a pace that is appropriate for you. I'm a strong advocate for mental, emotional, and physical health. And I am encouraging you to do what is required for your mental health. Because the only thing that's going to happen if you proceed too quickly to move forward and overcome in any situation that has been traumatic for you, the only thing that's going to happen is it's going to leave residue in your life. And that residue comes up in situations that is least expected. So trust me, deal with your hurts, deal with the pain, deal with the disappointment, deal with the rejection, deal with the abandonment, deal with the trauma, deal with it now. And even if that means you need to get a therapist. I believe a part of you won't fully recover from grief and loss. I do believe, however, that you will get stronger in managing it. Stronger to the point where it will no longer leave you crippled, not being able to move forward, but you will develop patterns and tactics to help you recognize and overcome the emotions that can overtake you. There's also the rising entrepreneur with a passion and thirst to go after what is burning in your heart. How do you deal with the pressure to succeed? Do you burn the stick at both ends with no time to rest? Do you weigh your achievements against your bank account or notoriety? Do you feel the pressure to accept deals that's not appealing just for the sake of getting ahead? For some, you have a realistic work ethic, while for others, It's grueling nights and doing tedious work to meet your expectations and that of others. Regardless of where you feel the pressure is in your life, it is pressure, and it can lead you in a tailspin of discomfort, confusion, fatigue, and anxiety. So, the question is, how to overcome? You can overcome by taking back your control. This means recognize who you are and the strengths you possess. Doing this will prevent you from falling into the trap of people pleasing and accepting less than what you deserve. Don't aim for perfection. Perfection does not exist, and you're only adding more stress to an already challenging process or journey. Instead, if I can encourage you, decide to learn and grow, which requires evolution of you, your talents, your gifts, and your skills. Always have a plan. The worst thing that can happen when you are pressed is that you lose yourself in a web of endless tasks with no strategy. The best way to combat pressure and perform better is to create a detailed roadmap to follow. And give yourself permission to change it along the way. It doesn't have to be written in stone. The roadmap is there as a guide to help you work towards completion on your project, goals, and tasks. It's imperative that you have self-control and do not let your emotions get the best of you. Moods are contagious, which may be a good or bad thing. Don't allow moods or strong feelings to overtake what you feel, but learn to manage your moods to bring out the best in whatever you're doing. If you got to call it a timeout, if you have to say, I need a moment to reflect, if you have to look yourself in the mirror and the only person that you can be real with is yourself, then give yourself that time for that evaluation process. Because I can tell you, how you feel can lead you down a rabbit hole, and you make a small situation bigger than what it is supposed to be. Have self-control. That is imperative as you move about achieving your goals and your desires in life. Knowing when to call time out and to do a self-evaluation. And lastly, you can do anything under pressure if you have a commitment to the purpose. When you understand the why, you can bear almost anything to get to the how. Life is filled with pressures, and there are times I feel it as I juggle the numerous responsibilities of my life. I succeed at what I do because I have a clear understanding of my why. And when I say succeed, it doesn't mean that I always get it right. It doesn't mean that I have reached this plateau that I had expected for myself. But my success is weighed on different categories for myself. And I encourage you to have that for yourself as well. When you're aiming for a goal, don't just have the starting point and the ending point, but be able to celebrate the wins along the way. Because those wins are equal to your success, your overall success. And it gives you the stamina to continue on along your journey. It is important. This is what understanding your why does. It gives you stamina. It gives you the foundation. It gives you a clear vision to move ahead. I still need to be sure I also put myself first and creating space to rest, space to reflect, and recharge to deliver my best. That is an area for improvement for myself. And I aim for that every single day to get a little bit better. I find creative ways on how I can get my workout schedules in. I used to carry it from Monday all the way through Sunday, not working out every single day, but I would alternate the days because throughout Monday through Sunday, but it became very grueling for me. So what I now decided to do is to shorten the week, and Monday through Friday is the time in which I work out, and whether I get 3 days in within that time frame or whether I get 4, but that's my time so that I can free up some time Saturday and Sunday. So that's the example that I'm sharing with you on how I'm learning to show up better for myself. Pressure is inevitable, and I provided you with a few tips that will help you in the process. I hope that you take to heart some of those tips. I hope that you wrote a few of the tips down and said that, hey, I'm going to try to incorporate, 1 or 2. I look forward to hearing how you have applied those tips and how it worked for you. You should support each other. We should support each other in achieving our goals. I'm here for you and promise to share what works for me as I am on this journey with you. I invite you to chat with me on Fridays in the Breaking Barriers That Stifle Your Confidence room, where this topic will come to life. We will creatively discuss this topic and learn tips from others in the room. I appreciate so much that you are listening to this episode, and I want to invite you to tune in again next week, or you can feel free to scroll the catalog of episodes on this platform. I am sure there is something you will find enjoyment to listen to along your journey. Until next time, I am wishing you a great week ahead, and I want you to claim it, own it, and be it, regardless of the challenges that remains before you.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please subscribe to this podcast and like, share, and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, be well, be safe, and be kind to yourself.